It's a strip thief.
Hey, Tyson. Oh, Tyson. No, he's grounded now.
2 months.
Camarasaurus is another name for a long neck.
Tyson Jr. His big brother just went in for a nap.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's a little one right now, taking over.
Nice.
Say hi to TJ.
We know that there's a lot of incredible sights to take in, but please be very careful to pay full attention to the driving path, as well as the distance to the cars ahead. Please observe our 5-mile-per-hour speed limit. The only time you should leave your vehicle is at the biggest animals to ever walk on Earth.
It's right after the sea.
Get that big? Sauropods had eaten all the time.
The duck-billed dinosaur you see is what we call an iguanodon, and it's one of the first dinosaurs to be discovered and named. Some of you might have already guessed that iguanodon means iguana tooth. When iguanodon was discovered in England, no one had ever even heard of dinosaurs yet. Since it lived in what is now England, as one of its last meals was fish, this could be the earliest evidence of anyone in the UK ordering fish and chips.
Our quest has now taken us from Europe to the continent of Asia, still in the early Cretaceous.
Hey, these are Asian dinosaurs.
Eutyrannus, the feathered tyrant. Eutyrannus is part of the Tyrannosauridae family. That means it's a relative of the T-Rex. Eutyrannus lived in the Liaoning province of China. What makes Eutyrannus special is that it is the largest dinosaur that we know of with feathers.
Hi, it's Park Ranger Marty again. Cretaceous, North America. The furry guy is Utahraptor. Now let's see. Can anyone guess where Utahraptor was discovered?
In
That's
Utah.
right, Cincinnati.
He's like, just kidding.
That's right.
Cincinnati.
CS was a massive predator that lived at the end of the early Cretaceous. Very little is known about CS due to how recent of a discovery it is. But it is thought to be a member of the Allosauridae group that lived into the early Cretaceous. CS lived in North America at the same time as some members of the Tyrannosauridae family. Those
Oh, it's gonna hit our car.
Spinosaurus is one of the largest carnivores to ever walk the earth, but it mostly ate fish. We know that because Spinosaurus's teeth have been found embedded in fossilized bones of large fish, although they have also been found in the bones of other dinosaurs. Preying on fish the size of cars.
What?
Hey, Dustin, is this a secure line?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
I just turned off the mic. Yes, they definitely can't hear us now. What's up?
I just noticed that the T-Rexes aren't in their areas. Do you know if they've been moved to another location?
I haven't heard anything about moving them anywhere. They should both be there. I can check in with Nick and Marty to see if they know anything about this.
That would be great. I'll organize a search. We need to find them soon, but we cannot get our
Cretaceous period. The Great Plains of what is now the United States and Canada used to be underwater. Lots of marine fossils are found in places like Kansas.
Elastosaurus. It's a relative of the Plesiosaurus, but much bigger. Second is Arthropod, the biggest sea turtle known to exist. It had a leathery shell called a carapace. Just like sea turtles today, it probably laid eggs on land. The huge, fearsome creature is Tylosaurus. A relative of Mosasaurus, its name means the knob.
Does that mean that it rode us?
It's prey. Tylosaurus is a member of the Pomona family. That's the group of reptiles that includes lizards and snakes. They had 4 tongues for tasting sensible water. They even had a row of teeth in the back of their mouths
No, the
for
one
holding
that's
onto
in the
prey
very
in the
back.
water.
And that scary fish that you see that looks like a cross between a piranha and a tuna is Xiphactinus. Xiphactinus was a voracious predator that lived in the oceans all over the world. It could reach lengths up to 20 feet long. If you have any other questions about these creatures or anything else you see on the tour, feel free to text Park Ranger Marty.
That was the largest Therizinosaurus you see here.
Try Sarah, stop the audio tour until you reach the next scene.
Welcome back to Asia.
And the late Cretaceous is not 6 feet tall, but actually about 3 feet tall, 6 feet long, and about 20 to 30 pounds. Just think of an extra scary turkey. We also know that at least one velociraptor attacked a Protoceratops, the next dinosaur in this scene. This is thanks to the fossil of a velociraptor and Protoceratops found, who died still locked in combat. The Protoceratops broke the velociraptor's arm with its powerful beak.
Oh, hey, this is what they're fighting.
They were both buried in sand by a ramsay. The other dinosaur in the scene, Oviraptor, has an unfortunate name, meaning egg. When this dinosaur was discovered, it was found over a nest of eggs thought to belong to Protoceratops. After later research, scientists realized it was sitting on a nest of its own eggs. But the name stuck and is still debated if Oviraptor actually ate eggs. Here at Jurassic Quest, otters take their sunny side up every morning for breakfast.
Yet another dinosaur from Mongolia is the large Therizinosaurus you see here, with the long claws. The claws on its hands can grow up to 3 feet long, making them the longest claws in the animal kingdom. Most of what we know about Therizinosaurus comes from animals closely related to it. The only fossils we have of this animal are its shoulders, arms, and hands. It is believed to be an herbivore, but we are still looking for more fossils to know for sure. The dinosaur next to it is a Lorotitan, lived in what is now eastern Russia. It's in a special group of duck-billed dinosaurs called Lambeosaurs, which are famous for the elaborate crests on their heads. These crests would have certainly served as display structures, but may also have been used in some Lambeosaurs as resonating chambers to make sounds used to communicate effectively through the herd. Speaking of communication, I've been directed to ask you all to keep an eye out for any free-roaming dinosaurs that may or may not be wandering around the park.
Hi, Park Ranger Marty here. Hope you're not mad at me about accidentally releasing
I wonder
the
where he's from.
T-Rexes. Anyway, in this scene you see Shianchusaurus. Shianchusaurus is a tyrannosaur from China and is closely related to Paleoramus from Mongolia. Both have awfully long narrow noses for members of the Tyrannosaur family. We're not sure what those noses may have been used for. Maybe to cut through water, making them faster, more accurate fishermen, or maybe they were specializing in smaller, faster prey, not needing the powerful bite of a T-Rex. Speaking of which, if you see one of them, please let one of our 4 security officers know. Now, scientists only described this dinosaur in 24 cents, so there's still a lot of unanswered questions about it. But I can tell you this much. In the United States, we do not typically refer to this dinosaur as Shianchusaurus. We typically just call it Pinocchio Rex.
Now we travel to Argentina. The big animal you see in this scene is Giganotosaurus.
Giganotosaurus.
The largest meat-eating dinosaur. Though it may look a lot like T-Rex,
It looks jelly.
it's actually a much different animal. Unlike a T-Rex, it has 3 claws on each hand, a lighter bone structure, and teeth that were designed for slicing. It means meat-eating bull because of peculiar horns on its head. It might have used its horns as a weapon against other predators. It's a very funny-looking dinosaur, not just because of the horns, but because of its tiny little arms. Carnotaurus is one of the smallest arms of any known dinosaur, even smaller than the T-Rex.
Parasaurolophus. Parasaurolophus is a hadrosaur, a family of dinosaurs sometimes called duck-billed dinosaurs because of the shape of their snouts. Other hadrosaurs include Iguanodon, Ouranosaurus, Lorotitan, and Edmontosaurus, among many others. Parasaurolophus is a cool dinosaur because it's one of the few dinosaurs where we know what they might have sounded like. Paleontologists discovered that by looking at the crest on its head. What they found were tubes inside going back and forth between the nasal passage and the throat. When they recreated blowing air through their tubes, they discovered that the crest would have made a horn sound. The new script here just says make horn sounds. No, guys, I'm not gonna do that. By the way, hadrosaurs are prey animals. Their sound might have attracted large predators. If our missing T-Rexes hear that sound coming from one of your cars, they might be following the tour back in the direction of their cage. So perhaps we should move on to the next town. Yeah? Yeah.
Quetzalcoatlus is the largest flying animal to ever take to the sky. It lived in what's now Texas because everything is bigger in Texas. It's named after the Quetzalcoatl, the Aztec feather serpent deity. It had a wingspan of 36 feet. That's the same as a small plane. Standing like it is here, it was the height of a giraffe. Weighing less than 600 pounds. That's a lot, but it's incredibly light for an animal this size because it was doing everything possible to be as light as possible.
Or horned-faced dinosaurs. The ones in this scene include Titanoceratops, Cosmoceratops, Styracosaurus, and Brachioceratops. Now, there are two families of ceratopsians, Chasmosaurines and Centrosaurines. Now, Chasmosaurines have two prominent eye horns above their eyes and a very large frill. Centrosaurines do not typically have prominent eye horns and tend to have smaller frills, but sometimes they have some rather ornate horns coming out of those frills. Now, if you'd like to learn more about ceratopsians or any dinosaur, you can text your questions to me at 844-DINO-411. That's 844-346-6411. And I'll be happy to help.
This armored dinosaur is a Kylosaurus, also known as New Lizard.
Oh, this looks like a lizard.
Head to toe, with bits of bones on their skin called osteoderms. They are known for having a bony club tail, which was used to swing back and forth as a weapon to deter predators.
Oh, that's like rock.
Scientists have even found a T-Rex fossil with a broken leg that was shattered at about the same height as an Ankylosaurus tail club. This suggests that Ankylosaurus could fight off a T-Rex and possibly even win. The animal here is a Pachycephalosaurus, meaning thick-headed lizard, named after its thick, domed skull. It is often depicted as being used to headbutt each other for dominance. It's from a Harry Potter book. The name actually means Dragon King of Hogwarts.
Dragon King of
Its skull looked a lot like the skull of a dragon. There are some who think that as this dinosaur aged, the shape of its skull changed, and that what we're really seeing here is a juvenile Pachycephalosaurus. But we won't know for sure until more fossils are found. I've got great news, everyone. Our brand new head of security, Lisa, has managed to locate one T-Rex and lure it back to the area. That's great news because T-Rex is one of the most common favorite dinosaurs. So that means we can actually talk about the T-Rex, the tyrant lizard king, while we have one to take a look at. The Tyrannosaurus Rex have the most powerful bite of any land animal, between 8,000 and 12,000 pounds per square inch. They needed such a powerful bite to crush the bones of the prey, or even tear through the roof of a car. The powerful bite wasn't the only trick that T-Rex had up its very short sleeve. It also had something called a septic bite. T-Rex had very short arms, so it couldn't brush its teeth. That means its mouth was filled with bits of its last meal, filling its mouth with bacteria. When T-Rex went hunting, he would sometimes bite into prey that got away. If that happened, some bacteria...
The Triceratops. The cool thing about Triceratops... No! The This T-Rex is in with the Triceratops' pen, and he's eating the Triceratops. Oh no, folks, this is terrible. That's my favorite Triceratops. Lisa, we've located the missing T-Rex. Lisa, do you copy? Oh no, this is terrible. Well, since we're here, Triceratops is an herbivore from the end of the Cretaceous period. That's the same time and place that T-Rex lived. Now,
You're so cute,
Triceratops
baby
means
ones.
three-horn face for pretty obvious reasons. Scientists used to think that Triceratops used the frill on the back of its head to defend its neck from T-Rex. That seems like it would make a lot of sense, but there's actually evidence that when T-Rex did eat Triceratops, he would sometimes bite down on that frill and pull the Triceratops' head right off. That meant it was less of a shield and more of a pull tab on my favorite dinosaur. But that crest was still there for some reason. Most likely a display to attract mates or to scare away one of the dinosaurs.
They killed the Triceratops
Wait,
here.
I think that T-Rex is starting to notice your vehicle. Better make like a tree and bark out of here. Well, the good news is, at least we're not going to see anything scarier or with a bigger bite.
And now for something scarier with an even bigger bite. Megalodon.
Oh, that's the name.
Megalodon is the largest shark to ever swim the seas. Megalodon teeth have been found on every continent, including Antarctica. For centuries, these teeth were thought to be the petrified tongues of dragons and sea serpents. What they actually were was no less scary. The good news is that Megalodon is definitely extinct, despite what some TV shows and movies would have you think. While the ocean can be treacherous, Megalodon is not the danger in it. At least, not anymore.
Thanks for coming to Jurassic Quest. Security Liaison Lisa, signing out.
Jurassic Quest, colossal, fantastic, dinosaurs, Jurassic.
What's your favorite part of the tour?
I don't know, dinosaurs?
They're all dinosaurs. You like everything?
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite dinosaur?
Everything. Shark?
The shark?
And all across the country. They have one in Birmingham, Alabama.
They do?
Sacramento, California, and Austin,
So is it
Texas,
because of the new movie?
and San Diego, California.
What, can I write everything down? Oh, can't, right? I sell or is it shark?
Source code.
Yeah, good, but I don't think
You want to buy those things?
the sword one. Ezra wants a sword, of course he does. So he can poke me with it.